And I'm Erin, and we're from Certain Affinity.
Here with Brian from Constantly Calibrating, and this is day 3 of RTX.
Yes.
How are you guys feeling?
Like hell. I mean, if we're being honest, yeah, absolutely like hell. It's been great though, but it has been long. Dogs barking. Sorry out there to those in Japan. Didn't mean to insult you.
But yeah. A skirt, which is good.
Oh, well, I can put a skirt on, and that would be great. That will be followed by everyone. But yeah, it's going really great. But yeah, we're feeling 3 days of convention.
Now, has this convention felt any different than from, let's say, E3 or any of the other comic conventions you guys may have been to, or I guess expos, really, in your guys' case?
Sure. Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, it's polar opposite from E3, and not in terms of really the content, but the vibe, because that is very, very professional industry, everything like this, where this is so much more about fan passion.
Yeah.
And so, E3, used to have so many hands-on, playable, and so many kiosks, and so it was great to just kind of bop around and play this, play that. And now it's like, okay, you can wait in line to watch a really highly polished, super loud trailer, and that's pretty much all you do. And drink heavily, of course. But, that happens at every convention, so they all have that kind of commonality.
And the energy here has been great compared to a lot of them. No one here is jaded. Everybody here is, excited about products that are coming out, and it's a great audience and some of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah, and you guys have really knocked it out of the park with Age of Booty. Also, all of the stuff you guys have done for Halo over the years, because you guys were an offshoot of 343, correct? Or from Bungie?
Well, Max Oberman, who's our founder and president owner of Certain Affinity, was a 10-year Bungie veteran, and from there he went on and founded Certain Affinity. And we've been working on a lot of different Halo projects since our inception. The first being the Halo 2 Blast-Tacular pack, and then obviously you saw yesterday's show and saw the things that we're working on there. So our Halo roots are as kind of deep as Mariana's Trench. I mean, Max was there at the beginning of the inception of Halo,
right? And
talking about where it was. It's kind of funny to talk about where it was, where it started out. Was it going to be an RTS? Was it going to be a Mac only kind of game? And to see the $1 billion franchise with all these kind of offshoots and the lore, and it's really cool.
And I hear that you guys are working with Rooster Teeth. I know you guys can't talk about too many of the projects yet, but can you guys kind of tell us how you guys got connected?
We were in this street fight, and we've known Rooster Teeth for a while. We're both Austin-based companies, and so we've been meeting, having drinks with them regularly, and always trying to talk about what can we do together. And so Age of Booty Tactics, which released on Thursday, download it now, iOS. This was the project that we were first able to kind of come together and do some things with. So the reception has been really, really great, and they've been great partners to work with.
Good. And so for you guys, now working with them and kind of from you guys' roots, because both of you guys are within working with the community, have you seen kind of a shift within the industry to focus more on community rather than just focus on like the games and making the gameplay not so much based on the users, I guess? I know it's a very convoluted way of saying it, but can you speak to that, if it was clear to you?
I mean, first and foremost, we are huge fans. I mean, we play Halo, we play the Call of Duty, we play Left 4 Dead, so we think we have a pretty good grasp on what we think is fun, and we have a lot of very talented designers who, make these maps and pour their blood, sweat, and tears into it to make sure that we're having fun, to make sure it does have a good reception. And one thing we do on a daily basis is we play test our games. There's at least 3 play tests a day of various different maps that we're working on, that these guys will play the maps, make sure sight lines are good, see, how the flow of the map is going, and then after they play, they'll all huddle together, kind of, talk it through. What are the pain points? What are the, what really worked? What was so stinking awesome that we can't wait to tell, the audience about?
Yeah, I agree. No, but I guess that's the great thing about the age that we live in terms of the internet and social media is, there's a lot of criticism, but there's also some really great insight and great feedback, and so there's just the ability to have a kind of one-to-one, kind of peer-to-peer conversation and really listen. So we're always kind of listening. Our antennae are always kind of up to hear, because we're not making the game for ourselves. We're fans, and obviously we play the game and still enjoy it very much. You get a lot of satisfaction out of that, but ultimately the fans out there are the ones that we're making the game for. And so I think it would be dumb not to really kind of get the pulse of who is actually going to be buying the game.
So, would you say that developers should be listening more closely to what fans are saying, or in the case of Ubisoft, and you don't have to talk about this, but they caught a lot of flack, and some would say rightly so, some others would defend them in that, but it's that. They hit on a sore point with a lot of gamers, and especially a lot of female gamers, and even just feminist gamers in general. And so do you think that because they hit on that, but then they're not kind of covering it, that developers should kind of listen to that and really attack that directly?
Well, I guess what I would say is that you don't make games in a vacuum.
Yeah.
You're not sitting there in some tower making a game just for yourself that only you will consume, or that you will be making a game that others will consume and that play, and that is how the relationship works. So I think you also don't want to be completely reactive and saying, what are they saying I should do and move this. I think there's so many different influences that you can have, but I think listening to the fans is a great source of feedback and inspiration. Just getting out there today and playing with people, playing the games and talking with people is just a great source of inspiration, a great source of things that can, I think, as one kind of source of input, really kind of help you evolve, amongst other things, like music or movies or all the stuff. You should be taking it all in and kind of putting it in there and seeing what inspires you. But I think it's definitely something you should always take into account.
And as a community manager, we're constantly looking at Twitter and on Reddit and sites like that. So there are times where if I see something cool, or I'm seeing a pattern in what fans are saying, I'll send it out to the team and say, hey guys, here's what I'm noticing. Here's how many times it's popped up in these threads. I really think it's something you should pay attention to. Now, whether they take my advice or not, it's a different story. But it is constantly feeding them, saying, hey, this is what fans are looking for. This is what they find fun. What do we think we can kind of do with that?
Yeah. And so, just blanked. It happened one day. Goodness.
Yeah, that's all right. But we can ask you some questions.
Sure. Go.
Yeah, where'd you get those chucks? Those are really nice.
So about 2 weeks ago, because my parents live in Pittsburgh,
okay,
and I live in Arizona.
Okay.
And my mom texted me, is like, hey, what shoe size are you? And I'm like, 10s. And she's like, cool. I didn't hear her for another week, and then got these in the mail. So thank you, Mom. I love you.
Wow. That is, Mom, you can buy me some kicks anytime you like.
No, I love Chuck Taylors. They're some of the best shoes. I love the canvas feel, and especially with the high tops, it's that they provide that support.
You got that ankle support.
Yep.
They're good for deadlifting.
Are they?
Yes, you want a good flat shoe for deadlifting.
I will remember that if I ever started lifting again.
So your bow tie, is that tied? Did you do that, or is it a clip-on?
It's a cheater.
Oh,
it was like so nice.
I know. I was staring at it, impressed.
I know. I do have a real bow tie from a very fantastic bow tie shop back in Phoenix. Dapper and Dash, which is a fantastic place. You should definitely check them out. But yeah, no, because they're really cool about him is that he can either take fabric that you have, or he takes old fabric and he makes some fantastic bow ties out of it. So
cool.
So if either of you guys do wear bow ties, definitely check him out.
Aaron's a big fan.
Yep.
Always wearing a bow tie.
Bow ties are cool.
Yeah.
So.
definitely.
But so kind of as we end, do you guys have any plugs? Anything you guys would like to preview that's coming up that we can expect from Certain Affinity?
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely. So, as we mentioned earlier, that Age of Booty just launched on iOS this past Thursday. So it's doing pretty well. It's featured on a lot of best in games lists on a lot of the different App Store territories. So one thing that we've been saying a lot here is Gavin is available to play. And then 2 weeks from now, so that's on the 18th, Gus will be available in the store. Then Bernie, and then Barbara. But I don't know. So we're going to have 7 total, 7 captains. So on a 2-week clip, so 6 more. Cause we started with Gavin, then 6 more every 2 weeks. But took a look at the schedule, and I don't know if you guys saw the show yesterday with Gavin and Jack up there. With the Jack slapping Gavin, I think we might have to move him up in the schedule.
Yes.
So yeah, we can work the slap in there.
Slap hurled around the world.
Yeah, and in fact, and so tomorrow, so that's 7/7, you can go to roosterteeth.com and vote to name the Gus captain that comes out on the 18th. So definitely download Age of Booty. Why not? It's free, so you should do it. And check out all those great Rooster Teeth captains and content that's going to be coming out over the summer.
Sweet. Well, this has been Brian from Constantly Calibrating, and then Aaron and Mike from Certain Affinity. Aha.
Yes.
Got it.
That's it.
Finally, at the end. So we love you guys. Hope you enjoyed watching this, and we will see you later.
Woo! Give me one more clap.
Oh, okay.